Coach, team back at home for basically the rest of the month, starting off with Ohio State. I guess how's preparation been going so far this week?
Well, I thought we've had a good couple of days. I thought we had a good weekend, and our first game might have been a little bit tentative with so many new guys. I thought as the game went along on Friday, we got better. We stayed in it. Um, I thought we had some good contributions on Friday from our special teams. So we felt like we could play a lot better 5-on-5 and maybe a little bit more determined Saturday for sure. We went after it. We played a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more determined, and I think that's carried over into practice certainly yesterday and today. So this is a huge week. Anytime you play the Buckeyes, in-state rival, it's a big weekend, and we got a few more days with only one game this weekend. A few more days, a little extra practice at this early stage of the season is not a bad thing. So, every day, again, just an opportunity to get better, an opportunity to work on some things that, we've got to improve on. And that's what we've been doing.
Coach, congratulations on a nice weekend. And you mentioned it a little bit, but seemed like maybe some of the youth early on in the game on Friday, seeing the number 10 team in the country, maybe it took a little getting used to. Talk a little more about the way they were able to bounce back and really fight to stay in that game, their ability to fight.
Well, Drew, a couple things. First of all, Providence is a real good hockey team. They have a lot of speed, and they know how to play in their building. It's a tight building, and they're a good hockey team. They play with a very good pace to their game. I think I said this in our meeting on Saturday. We had a bunch of young guys playing tentative, like you mentioned, maybe just kind of watching and trying to figure out, what are we going to do? Do we want to make, we don't want to make any mistakes, things like that. And then I thought our older guys were trying to do too much, trying to make up for maybe in their back of their minds, even though they weren't thinking about it. We gotta make something happen here so that we get a lead and the guys can feel good about it. So I think that's what happened in the first part of that game. As the game went along, as I said earlier, I thought we battled back. We stayed in it with our special teams. We had some good contributions, and everybody started to you could just feel it on the bench. At times, we were starting to play the way we think we can play. Unfortunately, a little bad bounce, and that's the way it goes. But I thought Saturday morning we had a good meeting, a good talk about how we're going to play. And the nice thing about college hockey, you have an opportunity to redeem yourself the next night. And I thought we played more determined. We weren't looking around to make plays, and we were making plays. People like to talk about we were playing on our toes or whatever, different analogies. But the bottom line is we won a lot more battles. We were intense on the puck. Our second effort was really good. We executed when we needed to. We killed a huge 5-minute power play, a 5-on-3. And then when we had our opportunities on the power play, we buried them.
So you mentioned all phases really working at times over the weekend, and to come away to earn a split against such a quality opponent in such a tough place to play, what's that do to build the confidence so early here in the season?
Well, as I said, weeks leading up to the first series, every day we step on the ice, an opportunity for us to build on the experience. And every shift on Friday night was a building block to experience. And once the game was over, it was an opportunity to reflect, understand what we did, what we didn't do, and then we get back at it Saturday. And to me, it's all about the days leading up to the games and then the games themselves, and making sure that we're in the moment, making sure that we play the shifts the right way. And in order to do that and feel that with an opponent on you, and a very good opponent, all of our opponents are going to be really good. We don't have anybody on our schedule that's not ranked, and so you have to be ready. And you can practice that all you want. At the end of the day, it doesn't feel the same as it does when you're in a game situation. And I thought our guys handled themselves fairly well in that.
Coach, you're hosting a pretty familiar foe back from the CCHA days and the last few years in the non-conference in Ohio State. That also had a pretty strong opening weekend. Get a chance to break down much of their film yet, and get a look at kind of what you're in for on Saturday.
Well, I can tell you they're legit. They're really good. Their forwards are deep and fast, and they play pretty similar to Providence in the type of pace that they have. They've got some dynamic forwards. There's no doubt about it, and their decor is solid, and their goaltending solid. So we have to play our best hockey. Our job right now is to make sure that we're getting better, and that we're understanding the things that we need to get better at, and working on those things, but also improving on the things that we do well, and be ready to play at our best on Saturday night. Doesn't matter, I would say over the last 18 years that I've been here as head coach, it doesn't matter where the teams are in the standings. It doesn't matter where they're ranked. The games against your in-state rival are always intense and always exciting, and I expect this weekend to be the same. We have a tremendous amount of respect for Ohio State, and we have a tremendous amount of respect for the rivalry and the way it needs to be played. Okay, thanks.